5 ways to identify your gifts. Number one thing you must do before I delve into the 5 ways is to assure yourself that you have a gift. Don't say, I don't have a gift. That is impossible. In Romans 8:32, the Bible speaks about how God will freely give us all things if He could give Jesus to us. So it means if God can give us all things freely, why won't He equip you for your assignment? God cannot give you an assignment and not equip you for the assignment. So just settle in your heart that you have a gift. And the parable of the talents also identifies that God gave gifts. Of course, that was a parable of a master who gave his servants talents. He gave them money that was sufficient for the assignment they had been given to achieve. If the master could give them sufficient money for the assignment based on their abilities, how much more God? Of course, that was God in a parable form. So the master gave them gifts, he gave them money, he gave them talents to fulfill the assignment. And you will note that he gave one 10, he gave another 5, he gave one talent. And when he returned, he didn't scold the one who got 5 for having 5 more talents. That was because he gave according to ability. So the one who had 10 actually had the ability to produce 10 more. The one who had 5 actually had the ability to produce not more than 5, and so on. So God has a talent, He has a gift He has given to you, and you have the ability to fulfill whatever assignment, whatever purpose God has created you to fulfill. During this series, I'll be taking you on these videos. I'll be teaching you about some areas people find difficulty in unraveling in their journey of purpose. For instance, I talked about in the last video why you don't speak in tongues, because that's the matriculation ceremony, like I said, into the realm of the Spirit. You have to be born again first, and then receive the Holy Spirit baptism, and then start the journey with God to discover, fulfill your purpose. So pretty much I'll be talking about so many aspects that are all encompassing, because purpose discovery and fulfillment is all encompassing. I'll talk about marriage, how to choose the right partner, so many things that most people have difficulty in getting. So let's delve right into this very quickly. 5 ways to identify your gift. Number 1 is through intimacy. When you're intimate with God, He'll begin to reveal things you never knew about yourself to you. And usually, if you don't have questions in your heart, you don't even realize when you have the answers all around you. If you want to buy a red car, for instance, you begin to see red cars everywhere. You want to buy a red car and it's a Toyota and it's a 2010 product or 2023 product, whatever it is. Somehow you begin to see that product all around town, and it will look as if I never knew that this car was so common. It wasn't so common, you just didn't identify it. But now that you have it as your focus, you're seeing it everywhere. So when you have a question in your heart and you're intimate with God, He begins to highlight the answer to you. So through intimacy with God, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 says, "Who can know the heart of a man, save the spirit of the man within him?" So it's only the spirit of a man within him that can unravel what is within him. But when your spirit is in sync with the Holy Spirit, then you can draw out of your spirit what is inside of you. So through intimacy, you spend time with God in prayer, praying in tongues, like we already learned. Pray sufficiently, 30 minutes a day, 1 hour a day. Jesus said, "Can you not tarry with me for 1 hour?" So take it as an instruction. Tarry for 1 hour every day, praying in the Spirit, not for what you want necessarily, but because you want to know the Lord. And as you're on it, on that journey, just spend time tarrying. Tarrying as in tarrying. Just be quiet and listen to what He has to say to you. Then begin to ask questions. What can I do very well? You'll be amazed that everything you need to know is not without you. It is within you. You only need a guide to draw it out of you. So spend time with the Word. Spend time meditating on scriptures. Think about scriptures. Search scriptures out in the area of your challenge. I want to know about my gifts. Study about people who discovered their gifts in the Bible, who did great exploits, and how they discovered their gifts. Very important. So being intimate with God will help you unlock that gift that seems hidden within you. I said the Word, I said prayer, I said spending time tarrying and meditating. Very, very important. Number 2 way of discovering your gift is on acting on what you know. Service. You don't deserve to know more than you have acted on. When God begins to reveal things to you about your gifts, don't just hold back and say, I'm not sure this is me. Act on it. The disciples in Luke 10:17, they went out in twos as Jesus directed them to. If they didn't step out that way, they would never have come back to say, oh, demons and evil spirits were subject to us in your name. They went out and used what they had, and they had results. The reason why you don't know your gift is because you have not acted on what you know. What do you know? As a child, for instance, there were things you loved to do. And that is what happens when you're intimate with God. He begins to remind you of the things that you used to like to do as a child. It might be that you like to draw. I used to like to draw a lot. It doesn't mean I'm an artist now or I need to be an artist. It means that I'm a visionary. I used to actually picture things in my mind and draw those pictures on paper and form stories out of them. That tells you that that's a gift. Also, I used to see things. My parents just found out that I'll see things physically before anybody else saw them. These are pointers to the prophetic also. So what is it about your childhood that you remember? You will remember these things through the first point, meditation. When you spend time with the word and you just begin to meditate, you begin to introspect, you begin to remember things even about your childhood. So those gifts you had that you threw away because it seemed like they're not special, you need to pick them up and begin to act on them. You used to write as a child. Do you still write? You used to sing as a child. Do you still sing? Even if that is not your core, because we have some gifts that are called dominant gifts. But even at that, you need to start with the ones you know. David, for instance, used to play the harp. And as he was playing the harp, he was also tending the sheep. But do you know that it was the gift of playing the harp that took him to the palace? The book of Proverbs 18 verse 16 says, the gift of a man makes way for him. That leads me to number 3. Your gift will always make room or make way for you. So when you begin to act on it, that's a point 2, it begins to make way for you. You'll find that it connects you to people. People are drawn to you because of that gift. So begin to think about those things. What has made way for you? What has made room for you? Is it your writing or was it your speaking? What exactly is that gift? Very important for you to act. That's number 2. And then by pointing out what gift has been making way for you. Number 4 point you must take note of is you see the world through your gift. If you see a child who has a gift of drumming, for instance, you will notice that the child, whatever the child sees, all the child is seeing is a what? A drum. Always drumming on a pot. For instance, my husband, as a child, he was always taking things according to him and drumming on them, destroying things, breaking plates, breaking things that were very important in the house because he just saw the world as a drum. All he was seeing was a drum. That's a gift. But I mentioned also that your gift makes way for you. It doesn't mean that that is the only gift you have. One gift could actually lead you to discovering another gift. For David, the gift of playing on the harp led him to becoming a leader. He discovered that he had the grace to be a leader. So sometimes the gift that you discover first or you're using now might actually lead you to another one. But what matters is you're acting on it. You're serving based on what you know. Moses, for instance, he was a shepherd, but because he never really had time with God, he was a pagan. He never knew that there was something that was drawing him to his people. That was the reason why he killed somebody who was trying to attack an Israelite. That takes me back to number 1 that says that you should be intimate with God. The day he discovered God in that burning bush, it all made sense. Number 4 thing you must note is that you see the world through your gift. So ask yourself the question, how do I see my world? Through what lens do I see my world? When I say the world, what's my ideal picture of the world? How do I see my world? That is your gift speaking. You're seeing your world through your gift. When I meet people, one of the things I'm thinking of is, who is this person? I just feel like unraveling who this person is. That's a prophetic. When I met people as a child, number 1 thing I was going to do was to ask you questions, and they were going to be personal questions. That's the prophetic plus asking of questions, which right now helps me to help people. I can ask people questions into their destiny. I can ask people questions into their purpose. So you must identify how you see the world. Number 5 is your gift highlights the problem in your world. That thing you keep saying, somebody should change. Can't someone just change what is happening in this nation? Can't somebody just change what is happening in the educational sector? Can't someone just change what is happening in the family? And so on and so forth. I don't mean what you say because other people are saying it. I mean what really hurts you, what you really want to change, what really creates a burden in you. The reason why you feel that way is because you are the solution. You carry the solution, and your gift is the one that carries the solution. So you need to sit and begin to introspect, begin to meditate. What gift do I carry that is a solution to my world? When you do that, it begins to unravel to you what your gift is. I'd like you to drop in the comment section what stood out for you, what you act on, the results you have, and do well to like this video. If it blessed you, subscribe, because you're going to be getting more awesome content like this, and do well to share. Don't keep it to yourself. It's going to change somebody's life when you share this video. God bless you, and see you in the next broadcast.